Hi everyone, welcome to YourPedia. This is Chandrasekhar, Faculty of Electrical and Electronics Engineering at YourPedia. In this video, we are going to solve total 100 questions which were asked in 2017 CIL Electrical Engineering examination. We all know that CIL released its announcement for the recruitment of MT in electrical and other branches, but in electrical we have 221 vacancies, highest number of vacancies, yes. I mean to say highest number of vacancies, right? So syllabus is almost like GATE syllabus, okay, not exactly, but the depth of the questions is not similar to that of GATE, but with respect to syllabus I'm speaking, because in electrical, most of the PSUs won't be having signals and systems, but our CIL is having signals and systems also, right? So technical syllabus is subjects are network analysis, control systems, power electronics, electrical and electronics measurements, right? Power systems, and after that I can say electromagnetic theory, signals and systems, control systems. These are the subjects, okay? These are the subjects, almost there are 10 subjects, right? One or two questions on materials also, which will be covered in magnetic circuits kind of things, or in network analysis kind of things. So one or two questions were asked on material also, like crystals, okay, crystals and all, right? So YourPedia is one of the best platform, and it is the largest platform for the preparation of PSUs like CIL examination. We have proven results related to this kind of examinations. You can visit our website. We are starting a dedicated batch for Coal India Limited from 13th of May onwards. You can inquire about our module by calling the number that is mentioned in the description box, right? So 221 total, there are 660 posts, right? Yeah. So the very first question, let's dive into the questions. Yeah, the very first question is from signals and system, and this is from Fourier. Okay, let's read the question, all of you. What is saying? What he is saying, match the following: Fourier series and Fourier transform. See, Fourier series we do for continuous and periodic signals. Yes, for continuous and periodic signal is there, we go for Fourier series. Fourier transform is for continuous and aperiodic, right? Next he asked, discrete will be for discrete. So Fourier series is for continuous periodic, A will be 2, and continuous Fourier transform will be, yes, continuous and aperiodic, right? B will be 3, C is 1. So A2, B3, C1, A2, B3, C1, right? Yes, sir. See, simple question. See, if you know what is Fourier series, what is Fourier transform, what is discrete and all, this is quite easy for any one of you to understand and answer this question, right? Let's go to the next question. Yeah, next question. What he is saying in the next question? He is asking us to calculate the value of inductance. He given all the data like a coil. First of all, what is inductance formula? Inductance is having this formula: mu n square A by L, where mu is mu naught into mu r. N is number of turns, n square, A is the area, and L is the length of magnetic path. What is mu naught? Mu naught is the permeability of free space, which is equal to 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7 Henry per meter. So what he given? He given 300 turns. N value is given by him. So N is 300. Yes, N is 300. Then he given circumference of the pole given, cross-sectional area given, okay, 300 mm square. So A is given as 300 mm square, 10 to the power of minus 3 square, right? Total data is given by him, right? Total data is given by him. So just a substitute here in this formula. Just substitute here in this formula, you get this value. I am not doing the calculation. You see, 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7, 300 square, 300 into 10 to the power of minus 6, and length is 0.3. Length is 0.3 because that fellow given 300 mm, that is 0.3 meters. 0.3 meters. We are doing in SI units. Everything we follow in SI units. Answer will be getting. Just calculation part, I am leaving it to you. And one more thing, as calculator is not allowed in CIL examination, you must be very good at calculations also, how to do the calculations at faster rate, so that 100 questions you do within stipulated time is very, very important, right? Next, so the materials used for permanent magnets. What a permanent magnet must have? A permanent magnet must have the ability to store that magnetic energy. Means once it got magnetized, it must retain that. That is called, the property is called as retentivity. Yes, a permanent magnet must have very good retentivity. Let's read all the options. Low retentivity, no. High retentivity, low coercivity. High retentivity and high coercivity. Sir, what is coercivity? See, once it magnetizes, it should not demagnetize that easily, right? The process of, you see here, process possesses high coercivity so that it resists demagnetization, okay? The property of resisting demagnetization is called as coercivity. I repeat, the property of resisting demagnetization is called as what? Coercivity, right? Next question, please. What is the use of dummy coils in this generator? The purpose of dummy coils is to give mechanical balance for the generator. Yes, at some places, if winding is not present at that place in the DC generator, to compensate that weight, to put it as a counterweight or mechanical balance, we use, I can say, dummy coils, right? So to provide mechanical balance for the rotor, we use dummy coils, right? Next, this question is from control systems. You see what he's saying, the question is there in the previous page itself. Yeah, the type 0 system with step input has, yes sir, type 0 system, here itself I am writing type 0 system with step input will have steady state error of ESS is equal to A by 1 plus Kp. What is A? A is magnitude of the input. Yes, magnitude of the input, and Kp is what? Kp is called as position error constant or coefficient, or step error constant or coefficient. Step position error or step error constant or coefficient, right? So let's go for it. Yes, see, it is going to have some finite amount of error. See, finite steady state error, it's not zero, it's not infinity, okay? It's not zero, it's not infinity. The same type 0 system, if you are giving a ramp input, error will be infinite, parabolic input, error will be infinite, right? Same type 0 system. Answer is finite steady state error, ESS is equal to A by 1 plus K. Now let's go for the next question. What he is asking, a buck regulator or buck converter, whatever it is, has an input voltage of 12 volts and the required output voltage is 5 volts. Then the duty cycle is, duty cycle D is output divided by input. This is simple. That is 5 divided by 12. So the length of the question looks big, but a final ultimate solution is simple. Right? Let's go to the next question, please. What is the next question? See, that is a simple formula. For your understanding purpose, I given all the required formulas in the document. This document you can find in our free WhatsApp group, where we are sharing a lot of content for the benefit of student community. Okay, you will be getting the content for different subjects of electrical, electronics engineering as well as mechanical, right? Yeah. The area under the load curve is, what is load curve? So load curve is load versus, this is load versus time. So load in megawatt versus time is called as load curve. Load in megawatt versus time is called as load curve. Now this area, if you find, what is area? Area is nothing but y-axis is power, x-axis is time. Power into time is energy. Power into time is what? Energy. Yes, so this yes, load curve, area under load curve is giving energy consumed. Yes, it is giving what? Energy consumed. That's simple. So if you know what is load curve, yes, it is simple, right? Next question. Which starting method is not used in square case induction motor? We can use like auto transformer starting or stator resistance control. This kind of methods will be used, but let's read the options. Resistance in the stator circuit can be used. Resistance in the rotor circuit can never be used. This is our option. Why? Rotor is running, squirrel cage induction motor rotor is already shorted on both sides with end rings, so that the bars inside of motor should not escape when it is rotating fastly, right? So it is not possible. In fact, auto transformer we use star delta starting, DOL starting. These are the different starting methods, right? Next question, please. Light activated thyristor can be used as a switch. Yes, sir. Thyristor generally is used as switch. Okay. Light activated thyristor can be used as a switch. Okay. Next, domestic consumer load is around 5 kilowatts. See, some questions are damn simple, single liner. Okay, there is no much explanation, but one must know the concept to answer this question. Once you know the concept, there is no much discussion, directly connecting for the answer, right? Such kind of questions, 30 to 40% such kind of questions we will find. That's the next question. RMS value of the current I is equal to 10 plus 5 cos 620 t plus 30. So any I of t given this way, like I naught plus I1 sine or cos omega 1 t plus theta 1 plus I2 sine or cos, whatever it is, sine, but the frequency should be different, omega 2t plus theta 2, and so on. This kind it is there. Then I of t average is equal to under root of I naught square plus I1 by root 2 whole square plus I2 by root 2 whole square, and so on it continues. It is answer is root of 10 square plus 5 by root 2 whole square. Yes, what this will be root of 100 plus 25 divided by 2. How much it is? Under root of 100 plus 12.5 under root of 112.5. That's all. So if you solve it, you will get the answer. Yes, under root of 112.5. Answer is almost 10 point something. 10 point something. Option is D for Delhi. Yes, option is D for Delhi. Right? Delhi. Next is the equation for 25 cycles current in sine wave having RMS value of 30 amperes will be. See, 25 cycles, F is equal to 25. Yeah, what is frequency? Number of cycles per second. Yes, sir. And RMS value, IRMS is equal to 30. Then what is I maximum? For a sine wave, maximum value is root 2 times of RMS, that is root 2 times of 30. Now, I of t can be written as very simply Im sine omega t. So, I of t is equal to Im is 30 into root 2 into sine of 2 pi f. How much is f? 25, 2 pi f into t. Yes, sir. 30 root 2 sine 50 pi t. 30 root 2 sine 50 pi t. 30 root 2 sine 50 pi should be there. Pi should be there, right? So option D for Delhi is perfect. You need not to calculate 30 into root 2 because to see A, B, C, first of all A, B are not containing pi. C is having a 25 instead of 50, therefore option is D. Option is D, right? What do you say? A single phase distribution transformer rated 10 kVA, 2400 by 2240, 60 Hz, characteristics, core loss at full voltage is 100 watts. See, core loss is given 100 watts. Core loss is given 100 watts at full load, and iron losses, copper loss at full load is, see, this is core loss, sorry, this is core loss, this is copper loss at full load given. What is the efficiency of the transformer when it delivers load at lagging power? Here, P is equal to simply VI cos phi. That fellow mentioned the power factor, and voltage is also mentioned, right? VI is nothing but S, P is equal to S cos phi. 10 into 0.8, this will be 8 kilowatt. This is output power. 8 kilowatt divided by 8 kilowatt. This is kilowatt, please. 8 kilowatt plus 100 plus 60. Yes, into 100 will give you the percentage efficiency, right? What is the answer? Yeah, same 8 kilowatt. 8 kilowatt divided by, yes, P out. See here, 8 kilowatt plus 100 plus 60. If you do that, you are going to get 95.92%. As I told you, calculation speed is very important. I am not demonstrating any calculation skill over here. You must hear that. Okay. Yes. Simple question. In moving coil instruments, the the scale is, see, in PMMC instrument, permanent magnet moving coil instruments, linear scale is used. Sir, why, sir? Because that depends upon the construction or making of the meter instrument. Okay, linear scale is used. Yes, sir. In PMMC, linear scale is used. Right. Next, a power MOSFET is a voltage control device. Yes, power MOSFET is a voltage control device. Okay, let's go to the next question. In a bias differential relay, the bias is defined as see, operating coil current by restraining coil current. What is bias? Bias is equal to operating coil current by restraining coil current will be defined as bias. This is a direct statement. Right? Next, come here. Fusing factor. What is fusing factor? Fusing factor is the factor which tells about minimum fusing current. Yes, fusing factor is equal to minimum fusing current by rated current of the fuse, and this minimum fusing current is always greater than rated current. Why? Rated current is the current which a fuse happily withstands, but if it is more than, if it is at least minimum fusing current, then the fuse will blast, right? The fuse is going to blow. That's why, and fusing factor is always greater than 1. Okay, so minimum fusing current to the rated value of the current carrying, right? Option C. Look at question number 18. He given a circuit. He is asking what? For the circuit shown in the figure, the ammeter will read. Here is the ammeter. Okay, I hope the circuit is clearly visible. If not, I am drawing the circuit once again. Here is the ammeter. This is 2 ohms, and this is plus minus 100 volts. Yes, and this is 16 ohms. And this is 6 ohms, and this is 20 ohms. This is 10 ohm, this is 10 ohm. This is 10 ohm, this is 10 ohm. Right? In very simple way, within 1 or 2 steps we'll be doing. These two are series. This will become 20. This 20 ohms in parallel with the 20 ohms will be 10 ohm. This 10 ohm in series with 6 will be 16 ohm. This 16 ohm is in parallel with 16 will be 8 ohm. That 8, this total is 8 ohm. That 8 ohm is in series with 2. Therefore, total resistance seen by this source is 10 ohms. 100 divided by 10 is 10 amperes. This particular ammeter is going to read 10 amperes of current. Option is A. Option is A, right? Yes, option is A, right? That is very simple solution. He is asking what is the resonance frequency omega naught in a practical parallel resonance circuit in a coil in parallel with capacitor with coil resistance of 1 ohm, inductance of 1 Henry, and capacitance of 1/4 farads. This is the formula. Okay, this is the formula. Just for a parallel RLC circuit, the practical RLC circuit. Okay, the formula for frequency is resonant frequency is omega naught equal to 1 by root LC under root of 1 by root LC minus R square by L square, R by L whole square. That will given the values. But here is the problem. We get root 3. That fellow option C prepared very. I don't know why he prepared that way. So root 3 is not there in the option. So he given 2 into root 3 by 4. Yeah, this is damn simple. 2 into root 3 by root 4 will be 2. 2 gone. That is equal to root 3 radians per second. Yes, root 3 radians per second. But that fellow framed that option this way. Yes, option B, right? Option is B for Bombay. Let's move to the next question. So to avoid cogging in induction motor, the number of stator slots should not be equal to should not be equal. Yes, sir. So for cogging in induction motor not to happen, the number of stator slots and rotor slots should not be equal. The number of stator slots and rotor slots should not be equal, right? Next, which of the following is commonly used for lightning protection? Yes, actually we use lightning arrestor, which is made up of zinc oxide varistor. Okay, see, it is not isolated, it is not over voltage relay, it is not circuit breaker. Isolator works under no load, which is going to provide more gap between the circuit breaker contacts, more gap between two things, like the isolated thing and this one. Circuit breaker provides very small amount of gap between 2 points, but whereas isolator will provide more gap. Okay, that's why isolator is not the answer. Then over voltage relay, that is going to protect it is not going to protect. In fact, it is going to give a trip signal or alarming signal to the circuit breaker when it senses more voltage, right? Then circuit breaker, yes, its duty is either to close or open the circuit based on the setting, based on the condition, right? Circuit breaker is a switch. In fact, simply to speak, circuit breaker is a switch. It can make the circuit, it can break the circuit, right? So zinc oxide varistor is used, right? If you don't know about zinc oxide varistor also, that doesn't matter. Remaining 3 options are utterly not possible. Therefore, 4th option will be the answer, right? Next, which of the following instrument is not affected by the hysteresis and eddy current losses? See, I'll tell you, dynamometer type moving coil. Yes, sir, dynamometer type is not affected by this hysteresis and eddy current losses. Remaining all meters are affected, right? Direct question, that is Schottky diode is a, see, there are different types of electronics equipment or devices in which minority carriers are there, majority carriers are there. Some are both the minority and majority will contribute for the conduction, but in Schottky diode, mainly conduction is because of majority carrier. Yes, it's a majority carrier because, right? Next, multimeters cannot be used. Multimeter can be used for measuring voltage, current, and resistance, but not frequency. Frequency cannot be measured by multimeters. Okay. Now, the second order servo, you are nothing to do with what is a servo and all. Just given a transfer function is asking about second time. Yes, let's read and complete the question. The second order servo has a unity feedback and an open loop transfer function G of S is equal to 500 by S into S plus 15. The settling time is Ts is equal to 4 by zeta omega n. Now, if you compare this one with standard, what is standard? Standard transfer function is omega n square by S into S plus 2 zeta omega n. Now, simply we can equate 2 zeta omega n is equal to 15. So, zeta omega n is equal to 15 by 2, that is 7.5. So, answer is 4 divided by 7.5. If you do the calculation, you get. If you do the calculation, you get, right? Next question, right? So the bus admittance matrix, yeah, Y bus matrix is a symmetric matrix. That means Y bus transpose is equal to Y bus, and Yij is equal to Yji. Means what? If you have Y12, that is exactly equal to Y21. Right? So only value symmetry, it is both position and value symmetry. It is not just only value symmetry. Y bus matrix is, right? Admittance matrix. Yeah. This question is from electromagnetic field theory. This is a small formula derivation. We are not going to do the derivation. You will remember it. What is saying? A solid sphere made of insulating material has a radius r and has a total charge q distributed uniformly in its volume. What is the magnitude of the electric field intensity E at a distance 0 less than r less than capital R inside the sphere? Do remember this one, please. It's the standard question. You can do remember q into r divided by 4 pi epsilon r into rq. It requires some derivation, but as it is a standard question, that derivation is very clearly mentioned here. If you want, you can go through, but my suggestion is to remember. Right? Next question, please. Which testing method is performed to determine no load losses in DC motor? Swinburne's test. Yes, Swinburne's test is used to determine no load losses in DC motors. That is a direct question. The pointer returns to its zero position. Why a pointer? See, once it shows the deflection, see, it is here, it is going to show the deflection. Once we withdrawn the meter or we withdrawn the input to the meter, then automatically this spindle will come back to its original position because of the controlling torque. Yes, because of what? Controlling torque. Option is A. Direct question. Next, here the circuit given. Yes, yeah. Let me circuit. 50% of the circuit question is present here. The superposition theorem is essentially based on the concept of linearity. Yes, the concept of linearity. Yes, superposition thevenin's. See, superposition mainly based on concept of linearity. Okay, if a circuit is non-linear or it is not satisfying the principle of linearity, then for that superposition theorem can not be applied. Even for Thevenin's and Norton's also, yes, the superposition, sorry, the circuit should be linear. The circuit should be linear, right? Let's go to the next question. What is saying? The ABCD constants of 220 kV. Yes, 220 kV is the receiving end voltage. Yes, whenever the voltage is given, he did not mention anything whether it is receiving end or sending end. By default, that can be taken as a receiving end voltage. Okay, if sending end voltage of the given sending end voltage, what is that? Vs is equal to 240 kV. 240 kV. Then he is asking about the percentage voltage regulation. Percentage voltage regulation is equal to, yes, mod Vr naught minus mod Vr by mod Vr into 100. What is Vr naught? Vr naught is no load receiving end voltage. No load receiving end voltage. And Vr naught is equal to Vs by A. Magnitude is Vs by A. Now, percentage voltage regulation is equal to mod of 240 divided by A. A is how much? 0.94. 0.94 minus 220 divided by 220 into 100. This will give us answer as approximately 16%. As I told you, one must be very good at calculation, otherwise it's difficult to win this CIL examination. Okay, answer is 16%. I'll use blue color instead of red. It is not that properly visible, right? Two transformers are operated in parallel such that they share the load in proportion to their kVA ratings. Okay, the rating of the first transformer is 500 kVA and its per unit leakage impedance is 0.05 per unit. The rating of the second transformer is 250 kVA, then its per unit leakage impedance is the direct formula is see Z2 is equal to Z1 into S1 by S2. Z1 into S1 by S2. See, Z is inversely proportional to S. Z is inversely proportional to S or S is inversely proportional to Z. In that, you get that answer is directly 0.1 per unit. That's not a big deal at all. Okay, this is the simplest possible question. Right? Next question. Find the resistance of an electric heater that absorbs 2400 watts. So power is equal to 2400. That is equal to simply V square by R. V square is 120 whole square divided by R. So R is equal to 120 into 120 divided by 2400 gone, 0 gone. Yes, sir, 26 is gone. Almost it is 6 ohms, that's all. Simple question, 6 ohms. Option is 6, C for generic. Right? Let's go for the next question. What is saying? Which law states that the line integral of the magnetic field intensity, closed line integral of magnetic field intensity will give us the current enclosed. Which law is this? Ampere's circuit law. This is not Kirchhoff's law. Actually, Kirchhoff's law is the Kirchhoff's law derived from Ampere's circuit law. But basically, what the statement he given, that is Ampere. Yes, let me write it in capital. Ampere's circuit law. This is Ampere's circuit law, right? Next question is. See, a lot of content, learning content be given in the answer. From the answer itself, a lot of formulas you can practice and you can learn. Right? A three-phase transformer has its primary connected in delta and secondary in star. That's okay, accepted. Secondary to primary number of turns, ratio per phase is 5. Okay, per phase turns ratio given. What would be the secondary line voltage if the primary voltage is 400? That is very, very simple. Just it is into 4. That's all. Into 4, that's all, right? It's into 5 into 400, yeah. See, given, yes, 400 into 5, that's all. Direct question. I'm not going for it. I'm not going for the calculation and all. But here, see, what he asked, just let's read properly. What would be the secondary line voltage is asking. So we got phase voltage as 2000. 5 into 400 phase voltage. Why? Because the turns ratio given is per phase turns ratio. As per phase turns ratio given 5 into 400, we got the phase voltage. Line voltage will be into root 3. That's all, into root 3. 2000 into root 3, 3464. I did not observe it carefully. That's why I told answer as 2000. It is 3646 something. Buckholes relay is used to protect. The Buckholes relay is used to know the oil level in the transformer. Means if the oil level goes beyond some certain level, Buckholes relay is going to give an alarm signal. Okay, and where oil is used in the transformer, therefore Buckholes relay is used in the protection of transformer, not in transmission line, not generator. Transformer is 36, right? So the electric field strength at a distance point due to a point charge plus Q located at the origin is 100 microvolt per meter. The point is now enclosed by a perfectly conducting metal. Means there is a perfectly conducting metal. Inside there is a charge. Inside or metal, the sheet sphere at the point P, outside of the sphere becomes C, 0 degrees. See, electric field inside of a closed body will be 0. See, for that, no farmer, nothing. If you know, the net electric charge inside of a closed body is 0. Inside of a closed body is 0. Please do remember that statement. It is having its own proof. We are not here to prove certain things, okay? But we are here to learn certain things, not to prove, right? Next. If the rated field current of an alternator is 2 amperes, that's good. This alternator is developing 200 volts at a field current of 1 ampere at rated speed, that's fine. If its field current is made to 2 amperes at rated speed, what would be the generated voltage practically considering armature reaction? It should be, let's see, actually 200 volt for 1 ampere. For 2 amperes, it should be 400, but practically it is less than 400. It is less than 400. The reason is, less than 400. Exact value we cannot obtain. See, you may be thinking, sir, less than 400 means it may be 380, maybe 390, it may be 399 also. One thing we can surely say that it is less than 100. But exact value we don't know. It is not possible for us to find. Due to armature reaction, demagnetization and all, the value will be less than 400. That's all, right? Next question. So all that theory I given so that that will be a good reference for your learning. The frequency range over which the response of a system is within acceptable limits, then the system is called as bandwidth. Yes, it is called as bandwidth. What is bandwidth? It is a range of frequencies. Suppose you have this kind of spectra. Okay, now this is a frequency. So this is lower cutoff frequency. This is higher cutoff frequency. So from here to here, the signal is transmitted. This is rejected. This is rejected. This FH minus FL is called as simply bandwidth. It is called as what? Bandwidth, BW. Next. How much is the base to emitter voltage of a transistor on state? It is 0.7 volts. Yes, that is. See, we know this value directly. Further explanation is not required for that. Further explanation is not required, right? In the equations given below, which of the following is not the Maxwell equation? Which of the following is not the Maxwell equation? So this is not Maxwell equation. This is. See, all the 4 Maxwell equations I listed out here. So Gauss law for electric field is this one. Gauss law for magnetic field is this one. Faraday's law is this one. Right? Ampere's Maxwell law is this one. But the first one is not divergence of 1 J plus dou D by dou T is equal to 0 is not the Maxwell law. Right? The steady state error of a control system can be minimized by increasing gain K. Why? Because the steady state error ESS is inversely proportional to K. If you increase gain K, steady state error will be reduced by increasing gain K. Yes, by increasing gain K. Right? Next question, please. Next question. If the gain margin in a control system is increased, not gain margin, sorry, gain. If the gain is increased, suppose I have 2 poles here, 2 poles here. This is 1 pole at -1, 1 pole at -2. These are open loop poles. Now, if I increase gain here, this pole will come this way, this pole will come this way. These 2 poles will move away from open loop poles. Okay, those poles will move away. See, the roots move away from the open poles is the answer, right from root locus concept. Which generator is used in Megger? A permanent magnet coil generator. Okay, PMDC coil, PMDC generator, permanent magnet DC generator is used in Megger. What is Megger? Megger is a device which is used to measure the insulation resistance. It is simply a hand-driven generator. Yes, it's going to have a hand-driven generator, please. It's going to have hand-driven generator, right? Next, Kelvin's double bridge. It is used to measure low resistance. Yes, for the measurement of low resistance, Kelvin's double bridge is used. Kelvin's double bridge is used, right? Next, please. Next, please. Yes, sir. Yeah, what is asking? 8085 microprocessor has dash individual flags during arithmetic and logical operation. It is going to have five flag registers: sign flag, zero flag, auxiliary carry flag, parity flag, and carry flag. Okay, so that is just memory based question, right? To a highly inductive circuit, a small capacitance is added. Highly inductive. What is phase angle? Phase angle is equal to tan inverse of XL by R. If I add some capacitance, XL minus XC by R. So as this part is reducing with the introduction of capacitance, phase angle also will reduce. So he is asking phase angle between voltage and current will decrease. Phase angle is going to decrease. Phase angle will decrease. I shown you with the formula. Okay. With phasor diagram also we can do that, but not required. Next question is from digital electronics. Output of NAND gate. What is NAND gate? Understand NAND gate is very important. It is called as NAND gate. AND gate is what? If any one of the input is 0, output is 1. Output is 1. It is if any one of the input is 0, output is 0. AND gate. Sorry, mistakenly told. Out of flow. Okay, AND gate means if any one of the input is 0, output is 0. For the output to be 1, both the inputs must be equal to 1. Then only output will be. See, AND gate output is high when both the inputs are high. All the inputs are high. NAND gate is exactly opposite. What is the NAND gate? See, A, B, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. What is AND gate? AND gate is 0, 0, 0, 1. What is NAND gate? NAND gate is 1, 1, 1, 0. Means if any one of the input is 0, if any one of the input is 0, output is high. Output is high. Right? So means if I am giving input as 0, output will be high. So that is a disabled input because I am giving 0 irrespective of other whatever it is, output is becoming 1. Output is becoming 1. Okay. Now what is saying? The output of NAND gate is 0 for 3 inputs when all 3 are 1. All 3 inputs are 1. Yes, all 3 inputs are 1. Right? Yes, I wrote here for 2 input NAND gate, but you can extend it for any number of input NAND gate. Right? Next. For a single phase capacitor start induction motor, which of the following statement is valid? See, the capacitor is used for power factor improvement. No. Which of the following statement is valid? Okay. The direction of rotation cannot be changed. The direction of rotation can be changed. In fact, the direction of rotation can be changed by interchanging the supply terminals. No. The direction of rotation can be changed by reversing the main winding terminals. Yes, option D is correct. That statement is also related to single phase induction motor. Zero sequence components are absent in case. See, zero sequence components will present if grounding is there. If fault involves grounding, then zero sequence things are present. So LL no grounding, therefore zero sequence is absent. Yes, in LL zero sequence is absent. In this zero sequence is present. In this zero sequence is present. Why? Because grounding is there. It means fault is associated with the ground. Right? That's very simple point. Okay. Next question is what is saying. Normally, the human body resistance in totally wet and dry condition, that is from 1 kilo to 1 megaohm. That is the general range. If you see, some questions are involving practical electric thing also, practical electrical engineering things also they are involved, right? Distributed winding and short cording employed in AC machines will result in, see, at the main purpose of winding distribution and I can say cording, okay, short pitch is, see, pitching of the coil and the distribution of the coil main we are doing for reducing the harmonics. But because of this, induced EMF amount also will reduce. So reduction in both EMF and harmonics. Okay. Yes, will result in, it is going to reduce EMF as well as harmonics. CRGO laminations in a transformer are used to minimize both hysteresis and eddy current losses. See, cold rolled grain oriented steel laminations we are using to reduce both hysteresis and eddy current losses. Both as eddy current and hysteresis losses, right? See, the protection used for SCR in case of high DI by dt, current rating DI by dt. This is, the DI by dt means what? Change of current. Who will resist or reduce the change of current? Inductor. Inductor does not allow sudden change in its current. Capacitor does not allow sudden change in its voltage. If you want to protect from voltage, use capacitor. From current, use inductor. Right? So it is a series inductor. Option is B for Bombay. Right? Next, the magnetic field on the axis of current carrying the polygonal will have only a horizontal component parallel to the plane of this coil. If it is not possible, yes, it is from electromagnetic field theory. First of all, this arrangement is not possible. It's a proper explanation given, but I suggest you to remember that also, because see, in examination for this one to prove and draw diagram, all these things are difficult. That's why, yes, most of the EMF theory questions are derived results questions. That's why I'm asking you to remember. Right? Two magnetic cores A and B made up of materials with relative permeability. A is having permeability 300, B is having 400. It means reluctance of A is greater than reluctance of B. Why? A permeability is 300 only compared to B. 100 is less. Permeability means what? It is the property to allow magnetic flux lines through it is called as permeability. Magnetic flux lines through it is called as permeability, right? So A is having 300. A is permeability. A permeability is 100 less compared to B. 100 less compared to B, right? Yes or not? So reluctance offered by A is more when compared to B. That is option A directly. Right? Next, as we go from generator end towards load, the severity of a particular fault decreases. Why? Because see, as we are moving away, reactance will increase. See, fault current is inversely proportional to impedance. Okay, as impedance increases, fault current will decrease. As you are moving away, so distance will increase. As distance increases, obviously reactance will increase. As reactance is increasing, impedance will increase and fault current will decrease. Severity of the fault will decrease. Okay, it is decreases. Next question please. An induction motor, the meaning of synchronous wattage means. Synchronous wattage means it is rotating watts. Yes, sir. This is also direct question. Okay, for induction motor. See, I can say magnetic field from stator through mutual induction from stator to the rotor, electrical energy is transferred through magnetic medium. The energy that is received into the rotor is called as synchronous watts. Okay. A two-port network N has transmission parameters A, B, C, D. The input impedance, see, very simple. Vs is equal to AVR plus BIR. Okay, or V1 is equal to, let's take it Vs and BIR. Is is equal to CVR plus BIR. This is input. S stands for sending end or input, or R stands for receiving end or output. So for the, I want Vs by Is. For that, definitely we have to make IR is equal to 0 and receiving it opens. What we get? AVR by CVR. So VR gone. The answer is A by C. The answer is what? A by C. Option is D for Delhi. In a three-phase controlled bridge rectifier with an increase of overlap angle. See, as overlap angle increases, output voltage will decrease. As overlap angle increases, output voltage will decrease. The DC output voltage decreases. Yes, it is going to decrease. Next, Norton's theorem, when applied to DC circuit, results in what? Norton's theorem results. Norton's theorem is going to give a short circuit current. Any complex network can be reduced. A current source in parallel with Norton's resistance or Thevenin's resistance. And here, these are the terminals with respect to which we found the Norton's equivalent. This is load resistance. This is load resistance. A current source with a resistance in parallel. Option is C for channeling. Option is C for channeling. Right? Next, the load flow, which load flow method is sensitive to initial guess in respect to the reliability of convergence. Newton-Raphson method. Yes, Newton-Raphson method is affected by the initial guess. Initially, what value you are taking as your initial guess, that is going to affect the convergence. That is going to affect the convergence of Newton-Raphson method. Right? Next, yeah. 63. Yes. Which of the following points below correctly complete the given statement? So Lessage's patterns helps in the measurement of it is going to give us the phase difference between two sine waves. Okay, frequency of one waveform only in the frequency of other is known. Yes, both 1 and 2. Yes, it is both 1 and 2. We can find the frequency and phase difference using Lessage's figures. Here I given in this document whatever that is required. You can take when you are preparing this document. You can get it. Now, what is in the next question? Yes, next question statement. 50% of the statement is here. What it is? A transformer having turns ratio 1:5. Okay. Turns ratio is 1:5, and a resistance of 500 ohms is connected across secondary. What is the equivalent resistance for the current flowing in the primary? Means 500 we are referring to primary. When you refer to primary, see R01, when you refer to primary, secondary to primary. So R by k square, R by k square. What is k? That is turns ratio. Or what it is? 500 divided by turns ratio is k. Turns ratio means N2 by N1. How much it is? 1:5. So 5 divided by 1. 5 square it is 25. 5 square is 25. 500 divided by 25 is the answer. Answer is 20 ohms. Answer is what? 20 ohms. It's also direct answer. This is also direct answer, right? Yes. A circuit contains two unequal resistances in parallel. Yes, two unequal resistances in parallel. R1, this is R2. Parallel means voltage is same. Parallel means applied voltage remains same. Parallel means applied voltage remains same. So the if I take R1 is greater than R2, and then obviously current I1, this is I2. Then then I1 is less than I2. The one which is having more resistance will take less current. Large current flows in larger resistance, no. Current is same in both, no. Smaller currents flows in smaller resistance, no. Potential difference across the each is same. Yes, voltage is same. Voltage is same in parallel, right? That is simple. Next, what is the question? For an alternating square wave, the form factor is. So form factor is equal to RMS value by average value. For a square wave, RMS value and average value both are equal. That is 1. So form factor of alternating square wave is exactly 1. For sine wave, it is 1.11. Okay. So option is B for Bombay. Right. Next question. The Fourier series coefficient x of t is Ck. Then what will be the Fourier series coefficient of the signal x of 0.5t, x of t minus 0.5, x of minus 2t? See, here shifting is there. If you do the shifting, you get Ck into e power minus j k omega naught into t naught. What is the t naught? Is minus 0.5. For this one for shifting. And after that we did the scaling also for scaling. Okay. So minus will give minus k. See, x of t is Ck, then x of minus t will be C minus k. X of minus t will be C minus k. Now look at the options. Which option is correct? Which option is correct? Okay. So look at it. C minus k should be there. So this is not correct. This is not correct. Okay. C minus k. So option, this is also not correct. C minus k is there in this one. Option is A. Very simply we can take it. Option is A. Right. Next question. Means we can do everything, but with the elimination process also from options we can eliminate it, right? Which type of distance relay is not affected by the fault arc resistance? Reactance relay. Say there is a reactance relay. Yes, this is not at all containing resistance. Therefore, fault arc resistance is not going to affect the reactance relay. Yes, answer is reactance relay. More relay contains resistance. Impedance relay Z is equal to root of mod Z is equal to root of R square plus X square contains, right? Next, this question is from Fourier Z transform. He's asking C of Z is equal to 1 into Z power minus 1 into 1 minus Z power minus 4 divided by 4 into 1 minus Z power minus 1 whole square. Its final value is, apply final value theorem. Yes, apply final value theorem. What is final value theorem? Limit n tends to infinity x of n is equal to, in terms of z tends to 1 minus Z power minus 1 into x of z. This is the formula of final value theorem in discrete domain, in Z domain. Okay, apply it, you get it. Just apply this formula, nothing more than this, You'll get the answer as one. Yes, just a substitution in the formula. As I told you, simplification I am not gonna do. Yes, I am not going to do the simplification part. Okay. Next question, please. What is saying? The sweep generator of a CRO is used to produce. Yes, see, it is going to produce a sawtooth voltage for horizontal deflection of electron beam. Yes, option B is perfectly correct. Yes, theory question, like what happens in CRO, what is horizontal, vertical reflections and all. If you know electron beams and all, you will understand this question and you can directly for it, right? Next, in 8085 microprocessor, the instruction XCHG is 3-byte instruction. It is 1-byte instruction only. This is 1-byte instruction. Yes, that is so simply 1-byte instruction. If you have the idea of instruction set of 8085, you can directly answer from that, right? Next, a 3-phase synchronous motor connected to AC mains is running at full load and need to power factor. That's fine. If its shaft load is reduced to half, see, excitation is kept same, excitation is same, but load is half. Then it feels like over excited, na? See, full load, full excitation. Now load is halved. Then excitation is more. If more is the excitation, then the power factor will be leading. Then more is the excitation, power factor will be leading. Now let's complete the question. If its shaft load is reduced to half with field current held constant, yes, he is saying field current is constant, but load is halved. It's no new power factor. It is leading. Why? Because see, we are not increasing the load. We are not increasing the excitation. Excitation is kept constant. It is constant. But load is halved. Therefore, full load, full excitation. Excitation is kept constant. Load is decreased. Therefore, more excitation it feels, right? This over excited, right? Next question, please. What is saying? Let A and B the feed forward and feedback paths. This is very simple. Yes, forward path is this. This is A. Feedback path is this, given by N is B, right? Now this is R, this is C. The transfer function C by R is equal to A by 1 plus AB is the formula. A by 1 plus AB. This is a direct question, no analysis required. G by 1 plus G. Instead of generally we learn it as G, we learn this one as H. G by 1 plus G. Instead of G, H, given A. Right? For dynamic equalizing circuit used for series connected SCRs, the choice of C is based on, see, the capacitor. This is a circuit. The capacitor circuit is not that properly visible, it seems. Okay, but here is the capacitance. Yes, see, the choice of capacitance is based on reverse recovery characteristics. Yes, for reverse recovery characteristics, based on that, we are going to choose the capacitance. Right? Next, the transfer function of a system is defined as transfer function is equal to Laplace transform of output by Laplace transform of input is known as transfer function. Laplace transform of the or he did not given this one. Transfer function is equal to Laplace transform of impulse response, or from this impulse response is equal to inverse Laplace of the transfer function. Option is D for Delhi, right? The length of the A gap under the poles of a DC machine is not kept uniform so as to See, if you keep a uniform, the magnetic flux obtained is not suitable. Okay, to obtain suitable magnetic field or magnetic flux, we are going to keep a non-uniform gap between the poles. Right? A conducting SCR can be opened by reducing. See, there is an SCR which is conducting. If you want to open it, you have to make its current less than the holding current. Yes, there is a current called holding current and latching current. If you are going to reduce the current below the holding current, then that SCR will be switched off, then you can open. Right? Less than which current? In fact, anode current. Yes, anode current less than holding current. If you are able to make, then you can switch off that. Right? Next question. If the gain of the critically damped system is slightly increased, it will. So gain is increased. See, zeta is damping ratio is inversely proportional to gain. If gain increases, damping ratio decreases. Okay. He is saying critically damped system. Critically damped system means zeta is equal to 1. If k is increased, zeta is less than 1, then that is going to become underdamped system. Underdamped system. Right? Underdamped system. Next, which statement best describes the operation of negative edge triggered D flip-flop? Say negative edge triggered D flip-flop at the negative or at the fall of the clock, at the negative edge of the clock, the input will be transferred to the output, and the remaining time, so the flop is going to retain its previous value. That is what the property. Okay. Now, the logic level at the D input is transferred to Q on the negative of the clock. Yes, option B is perfectly suitable. The logic level at the D means D input is transferred to Q. As I told you, see, at the negative edge of the clock, see, this is the clock, this is positive edge, this is negative edge. At this edge, whatever the input you given, that will be transferred at the output. Okay, in the meantime, from here to here, the output will retain, okay, previous value. Previous value is going to retain the previous value, right? A 0 to 300 volts voltmeter has an error of 12%. 12% means how much? 300 into 0.12. 36 volts is the error when it is measuring 300 volts. 36 volts is the error when it is measuring 300 volts. If the true voltage is 30, now the measurable voltage is 30, now what is the error? Take it as x. X into 300 is equal to 30 into 36. 0 gone, 3 tenths gone, so it is simply 3.6 volts. 3.6 volts. 30 plus or minus 3.6 will be, how much it will be? 26.4 to 33.6. 26.4 to 33.6, option is B for Bombay. Right? Next. An energy meter is designed to make 100 revolutions of disk for 1 unit of energy. Okay. Calculate the number of revolutions made by the disk when the connected. See, 1 unit means 1 kilowatt hour. 50 into 230. 50 into 50 is the current, 230 is the voltage, into power factor is 0.6. This is the total power. P is equal to VI cos phi. Now, what is energy? Energy is equal to power into time. Power into time. Time is how much? 1 hour. Power 1 hour. This is okay. This will get. Now, he is saying it is making 100 for 1 unit. How many units you get? How many units you get? Calculation here it is there. P you got, energy you got. So energy is 6.9 kilowatt hours. Means 1 kilowatt hour is 1 kilowatt hour is 1 unit. Okay. Now 6.9 kilowatt hour is how many units? 6.9 units. 6.9 units. Now for 1 unit, how many revolutions? 100 revolutions. For 6.9 into 100, 690 revolutions it is going to make. Next. The main objective of governor system in power system for all types of turbines is to control frequency. Yes, governor, whenever load increases, the governor is going to control the steam flow, right? So frequency, it is frequency. That is direct question, right? Next, please. Next, an alternating voltage has frequency of 50 Hz with a peak value of 100 volts. How many seconds after the zero value the voltage will attain at the value of 50. See, is saying peak value 100 sine omega. 100 sine omega. 2 pi f is 50 t. This is equal to 50 volts when he is asking. 50 2 times will go away. Sine of 2 pi, 100 pi, yes, 100 pi t is equal to 1 by 2. 1 by 2. 100 pi t is equal to pi by, how much it is? Sine inverse of 1 by 2. Means sine 30, na? Sine 30 is 1 by 2. So pi by, how much it is? 30 degrees means pi by 6, I guess. Yeah, 180 by 6 is 30. Right? So from this one, pi gone, 1 by 600 seconds. 1 by 600 seconds. Options D for Delhi. Direct question. Simple question. Next. A DC shunt motor of 200 volts, 10.5 amperes, 2000 rpm has an armature resistance of 0.5 ohm and field winding resistance of 400 ohms. It drives a load whose torque is constant at rated motor torque. Okay. What is the value of armature current if the source voltage drops to 175? Now 200 volts is dropping to 175. You see here, first we are finding the field current of 0.5, rated armature current, yes, 10.5 minus 0.5 means this is from this one, rated armature current, we are reducing the field current 10 amperes we got. Yeah, back EMF is equal to V minus armature voltage minus IARA, we got 195. Now we know that torque, rated torque is directly proportional to flux into current. Now for constant torque, yes, IA1 into IA1 is equal to 5 into IA2. Right? Second field current, when you are making voltage as 175 and field resistance is 400, this is the field current. Right? Now we are doing it here. Phi1 is see, if we do 0.5 into 10 is equal to 0.4375 into IA2. So here, sir, Phi1 we don't know, but Phi1 is directly proportional to IF1. That's why I taken IF1 value there. How much is 0.5? So we got IA2 as 11.4 amp. That is simple and direct question, right? Next question. A 10 kilowatt 400 volts 3-phase induction motor is started with DOL starter, drive command starter. The motor current and power factor at the starting. See, starting current is 5 to 7 times of full load current, right? Means steady state current. Now find the current, rated current, full rated steady state current, multiply 5 to 7 factor, then we will get. So P 10 kilowatt is equal to, yes, B root 3 into 400 volts, yes, into I. So from this one you get I, steady state current. Multiply this one with 5 to 7 in between, you will get the answer. Right? Answer. Power factor also we have to take cos phi. Generally it is 0.2 during the start. With that we get the answer. Right? Next. The most suitable material for spring in majority of the measuring instruments except in low resistance instrument is, yes, he is asking about spring. See, there is a material called phosphor branch, okay, which is reliable material. Okay, so it's going to have see, that should not get corroded. It should have good elasticity. Lot of properties it is having. Phosphor branch is the best material. Do remember, instead of going for more analysis, that kind of things you have to remember directly. The percentage resistance of 100 kVA, 5 kV, 5 ohm resistance is given by. So percentage reactance, this is the formula. Percentage reactance is equal to, yes, I into X divided by V. I given, X given, V also given, everything if you do, you will get it as 2%. I did not given, sir, P is equal to VI cos phi or S is equal to V into I. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. See, 100 S kVA is equal to V 5 kV into I. So I is equal to 100 into 10 cube by 5 kV, 5 into 10 cube, 10 cube gone. This is 20. I is 20 amperes. Simply, I is how much? 20 amperes. So Ix by V. That's all. Next. It is desirable to avoid the use of differentiator in control system design because differentiators introduce noise into the system. That's why most of the times we avoid differentiators in the system. It develops noise and will saturate the amplifier. That's the reason. Right? Next. preferred motor in electric shaver is universal motor. Most of the household things like mixer grinder motor, all these uses universal motor. Those use what? Universal motor. Next, in a star delta transmission system, the CT is used in differential protection will be connected in, say, delta connection on star side and star connection on delta side. Yes, exactly opposite connection we have to make, right? Direct question. Next, the transfer function of a system is given as 100 by s square plus 20 s square. The system is, first of all, it is a stable system. Okay, let's find its zeta. Zeta is equal to 20 divided by 2 root of 100. So 20 divided by 2 into 10, that is 1. So actually, how you wrote this zeta formula, sir? What is the standard equation, characteristic equation of second order? 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. Now the given equation you compare with this one, s square plus 20s plus 100. If you compare, you get zeta is equal to 1, means it is critically damped system. Okay, it is stable system as well. It is critically damped system. Next, a logic circuit that provides high output if one of the input or the other input but not both is high is called as exclusive OR gate, XOR gate, inequality gate. It is inequality gate. So 0 1 1 1 0 1. What 0 0 is 0. 1 1 is also 0. It is XOR gate. Yes. Next question. There is a lot of explanation and truth table also I given. Yes. Next question. A coil of 150 turns is linked with a flux of 10 milliamperes when carrying a current of 10 amperes. The inductance L is equal to N phi by I. Number of turns is 150. This is 10 milliamperes by current of 10. So it is 150 millihenry. Okay, it is how much? Any mistake I committed? I think 150 N phi. Yes. Yeah, so that is 0.15 Henry instead of 150 millihenry, 0.15. Just we have to simplify that. So that's where I got confused unnecessarily. Okay, a solid in which atoms are arranged in a regular periodic geometrical pattern is known as crystal. Yes, in crystals, the atoms are arranged in a regular periodic geometrical pattern. Right. Next. So which of the following is the main advantage of SMPS? Over linear power supply? Higher efficiency. Yes, the main reason why you go for SMPS over linear power supply is I can say higher efficiency. Next, the electric and magnetic fields are from the same source, I can say. See, a static charge will give electric field, a moving charge will give magnetic field, but a moving charge is also a charge. So a rotating a moving charge can produce both electric as well as magnetic field. Two distinctly separate, they are not distinctly separate. Two parts of one unique phenomena. Yes, electric field and magnetic fields are two parts of one unique phenomena. Right. A modern power semiconductor device that combines the characteristics of BJT and MOSFET or IGBTs. So IGBT is a modern semiconductor device that combines both the characteristics of BJT and MOSFET. Right? How many 3-line to 8-line decoders are required for a 1 of 32? See, 32 lines of output I want, means decoder. 3 to 8 we have. So 32 divided by 8, yes, it requires 4. Answer is 4. Yes, answer is 4. Option is A. That is a simple question. Okay, that's why I'm not going in there. The total charge has entered circuit element is Q given. Okay, Q of t is equal to 0 for t less than 0. Determine the current in the circuit. This is I of t is equal to dq by dt. dq of t by dt. Do it. 0.5 into 1 derivative is 0 plus 5 into e power minus t. 0.5 into 5 is 2.5 into e power minus t. Yes, sir. So 2.5 into minus t. But any mistake we committed? Yes, I is equal to dq by dt. 2. So there is a mismatch in the options. Yes, 2.5 into e power minus t. E power minus 5t. Okay, 2.5 into e power minus 5t. First of all, this is not correct. This is not correct. So if at all in the options there is a mistake, I can say this is also not correct, no minus. So option B. Actually, it is 2.5. One of the decimal got shifted. The last but not least question we have here is yes, which of the following does not pertain to the equation del dot B, del dot B. Yes, there is a fantastic explanation over here. Okay, see the equation del dot B is equal to 0 is one of the Maxwell equations and indicates that magnetic field lines form closed loops. Up to there it is enough for us. Okay, now let's read the options. Okay, single magnetic pole cannot exist. There are no sinks and sources of magnetic field. Magnetic field is perpendicular to the electric field. Yes. To this one, it does not pertain. So option is C. Option is C. Option is C. See, as I am telling you, questions from electromagnetic field theory are direct statements. Instead of doing some calculations and all, it is always required and recommended to remember the statements. First understand the statements, then you remember, you can apply directly so that you can save your valuable time. Okay, so this is the solution of all 100 questions. YourPedia is going to start dedicated module on 13th of May exclusively for Coal India Limited. You can join our WhatsApp group. WhatsApp group link is present in the description box of the video. Right? And once you join the free WhatsApp group, you are going to get a lot of learning content and solution of papers like this, whatnot, all the required information and updates related to the recruitment and all you will be getting through our free WhatsApp group. Thank you.